And the next time, the dentist won't have to do as much scraping. I like that. So don't let tartar catch you by surprise. With tartar control crest, you really can have it all together.
Tartar Control Crest. It works harder because it fights tartar.
A mass reunion tonight at 10.
Well, we're finally ready.
Julie, listen. Something's come up. Jared Morgan just called. He's leaving for Column Bay tonight. Said he had something very important to talk to me about.
I wish you had never taken this job. Do you realize that every bad thing that has happened to us has happened because of that damn committee?
Now, hang on here a second, Julie. I have to do this. It could be good news. Morgan could be offering me a way to crack this case.
And what if he does? You know, leads don't really mean a whole lot to me these days. They take weeks to follow up, and in the meantime, we'll lose our baby.
Sweetheart, I am not going to let that happen.
Well, what are you going to do to stop it, Tyler? Do you really have a plan?
You're doing it too, aren't you? Thinking about Jared Morgan?
Actually, I was thinking about Dad.
You look sad.
I guess I am.
Thomas, just because I marry Mark tomorrow doesn't mean that I would ever forget about Baxter. But he's gone, and I'm going on with my life. And I know he'd want it that way.
What if Dad wasn't dead, Mom? What if he's alive and you knew? Would you still marry Mark?
What kind of a question is that?
Would you?
I can't answer that. Thomas, do you think that I'm betraying your father's memory by remarrying? Is that what this is all about?
I need you to answer the question. It's important to me.
I'm sorry, Thomas, but I can't, and I don't know how. However this may hurt, your father is dead, and he has been for a long, long time.
No, he's not. He's alive, and he's here, and he still loves you very much.
You're doing it too, aren't you? Thinking of Jared Morgan?
Mrs. Denning, what are you doing here?
Thank heaven you're still here. I came over here to stop you from making the biggest mistake of your life.
It's your family friend.
I guess I was, in a way. He asked me to tell you goodbye.
Well, that's strange. We already said our goodbyes. I do wish I could have seen him again, though, before he left.
Why?
Oh, our last meeting was, I don't know, strained. He was as cold and gruff as he was the first day I met him. As if our relationship had come full circle.
Well, I don't know why that should surprise you, Mom. We both know why Jared Morgan left. Well, how could Morgan stay around and watch the woman he loves marry another man?
Thomas, Jared Morgan is not in love with me.
No? Oh, all right. Well, he cares about you deeply.
And I care about him. That's not love.
Look, Mom, I'm not trying to lay a guilt trip on you. You and Jared shared feelings. There's nothing wrong with that.
And what about you? Are you going to tell me that you didn't have a change of heart about Jared Morgan?
No, of course not. I came to care about him a lot. Much more than I would have imagined.
What is it about him, Thomas?
You know how sometimes you meet someone and you feel like you've known them all your life?
Exactly. And then you try to figure out where and when.
Yeah, sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. But the feelings remain, the connection.
Isn't it strange? You know, that's exactly how I felt. I mean, like when I first saw Jared Morgan's yacht, the Clarissa. I know it's just a strange coincidence, but still it scared me a little.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it just reminded me of how little I know about Jared Morgan.
Did you ever want to get to know him better?
I tried like crazy. I mean, he always shut himself off. Every time I'd ask him a question, he'd answer with a yes or a no. Well, he could be very infuriating.
Maybe you just didn't have enough time to get to know him better to open him up.
Thomas, what is it that you're saying? I mean, what is there here to know? What is it?
Hello? Did
door's open. Am I the first to arrive?
Well, you certainly are.
Good. Hello, Thomas.
Hi, Mark.
Well, I wanted to get here before our guest because I realize this is probably the first time, well, the last time you and I are going to be alone until after the wedding.
Well, I'll take that as my cue. Go upstairs and get changed.
Is Thomas all right?
Oh, I think so. You know, weddings have a way of putting people in a thoughtful mood. Maybe Thomas more than most.
Does that include you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, wait a minute. You're not changing your mind, thinking about calling off the wedding, are you? This is your last chance.
Call it off. Not on your life.
I don't have to be deaf and dumb and blind to know you don't like me, Mr. Morgan, but you must admit we share a common bond.
Oh, is that right? I hadn't noticed.
We both want to stop Mark and Clarissa's wedding.
You're wrong, Mrs. Denning. I wish Clarissa and the senator all the happiness in the world.
I don't believe you for 1 minute. Can you look me in the eye and tell me you don't love Clarissa?
Is there some point to all this?
We both know that this whole wedding is a farce. How can you be witness to such a sham?
I won't be. I've got a plane waiting at Hadley Field to take me back to Columbia at midnight. So now if you'll just excuse me, I've got
You
things to
are
do.
a fool, Mr. Morgan. Don't you know Clarissa McCandless is in love with you?
She's marrying Senator Mark Denning tomorrow morning.
Only because she can't find a way to back out of it. If you two would just admit your true feelings, you could stop this whole stupid ceremony.
Don't you think it's time that you accepted the fact that you've lost Mark, that he's marrying Clarissa?
I will never accept that. Nor should you.
I'm a realist, Mrs. Denning.
Fine. Fine. Go ahead. Have it your way. Go down to your dreary little island, spend the rest of your life knowing that the woman that you love is in the arms of another man.
You're a very pathetic woman, Mrs. Denning. I almost feel sorry for you. You know the way to the door?
I'm afraid I'm getting one of my frightful headaches. The doctor said I shouldn't get overexcited. Would you please give me a glass of water? I need to take my medication. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
As I said, you know the way to the door.
Say what you will, Mr. Morgan. You and I both know that you will never let Clarissa walk down that aisle tomorrow. Never.
I think that I have a plan. Are you at least willing to listen to it?
Of course I will.
Okay. Now, I know you're going to need time to build your case against Josh. So why don't you let me take Allison away where we know she'll be safe?
Julie,
That'll give you the time that you need. They can't take her away if she's not here.
Honey, you can't do that and you know it.
Why not? She's my daughter.
Because we have a court order to appear before a judge. If you don't show up, you're in contempt of court. Now, that's illegal.
What about blackmail? That's illegal, too.
We can't prove extortion yet, Julie.
They are using our baby to get to you. You know it, and I know it. And all you keep saying to me is that we can't do anything to protect her.
Of course I'm going to protect her.
How? You keep saying that you won't let it happen, but you can't stop it.
And you think breaking the law will? Well, you're wrong about that, Julie. You listen to me. I care more about you and Allison than anybody in this world. And I'm going to nail Josh Harrington and anybody that has anything to do with this. Oh, God, Julie. I cannot do this without you. I've got to know that you're not going to run away again like you did with Scotty.
Tyler. Honey, what are we going to do?
We are going to start by trusting each other. We have 1 week until we have to appear before that judge. A lot can happen in that week. Now listen to me. I need to know that you trust me. that we're in this thing together.
Do you really think you can build a case in a week?
With Morgan's help, who knows? He just may hold the key. So, Julie, let me go talk to Morgan, see what he has to say.
Well, what are you standing here for? Go see the man.
All right. I won't be gone more than an hour, I promise.
I'll be all right. I will. Yeah?
We're gonna have time. Don't forget that.
I'm Kitty Banana, and I'm here to say a banana is something you can eat every...
Better get going, we're gonna be late.
And you are changing the subject again, Brenda.
I am not.
No? Gee, I thought we were talking about Dylan.
You were talking about Dylan. I'm not saying another word because you won't listen to me anyway.
That is not true, Brenda.
It is true. Come on, Wally, admit it. You're jealous.
I am not jealous. God, I hate these things.
You are too jealous.
Brenda, this is not jealousy. This is anger. You go running off in a gang fight. Go zooming around the back of this guy's bike trying to help him escape from the cops. But that's okay, right? Well, it's guys like that that can get you killed.
Guys like that? Guys like what, Wally?
Brenda, you know, you're choking me.
Come on, guys like what?
Guys that you don't even know, Brenda. Guys that hang around with crooks. Guys that get you involved in chain fights. Is that enough, Brenda?
Do you want to know what your problem is?
Yeah.
You have got this thing against leather jackets and bikes. If you just got to know Dylan, you would see that he is a really nice guy, Wally.
Oh, yeah, I got that. The moment I walked in the bedroom at your house.
You got what?
That you think he's more than just a nice guy.
And you said you're not jealous? Why don't you just even try to understand? All I was doing, Wally, was just simply trying to help a sick, innocent person out of a mess. What do you want from me, huh? Just to quit being nice to people just because we're engaged?
You know what I want from you, Brenda? I want you to tell me the truth. Is that so much to ask? Do you love me?
How can you even ask me that, Wally? Everything I did was because I love you. Why? I don't know, because all you do is yell at me.
I yell at you because you make me crazy. Because you pull these wild stunts.
This was not a stunt.
You go running off, Brenda. I have no idea where you are. I'm sure the police are going to call me and say you're dead in some bushes.
You really thought that?
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. And if anything happened to you, Brenda, I don't know what I would do.
You really love me, don't you, Wally?
Yes.
I'm sorry I scared you. I've missed you so much.
Brenda, I hate it when we're apart.
I love you. Wally.
What?
What about the party?
We're gonna be late.
Thanks for coming over on such a short notice, Captain. I know you've got other things on your mind tonight.
You made it sound very urgent when you called.
It is.
So, you have new information on Pan-Caribbean?
It's bigger than Pan-Caribbean. Sit down, Captain, please. Look, I'm about to tell you something that you may find hard to believe. I've got no proof, and I can't reveal my source, but I guarantee it's true. There's a man, a well-known, powerful, revered politician who's been in the pay of organized crime for years.
Josh Harrington.
What do you know about him?
Just what you've said. I've known for a long time Harrington was a mob's man in the Senate. But my informant was killed and I haven't been able to prove anything.
Did your informant tell you that Harrington was a murderer?
Can you prove that?
No, I've got no evidence. Look, I'm telling you all this because he's the one you've got to go after, and I want you to know what you're up against. He killed once to protect himself. He'll do it again.
But I can't get this guy with vague accusations, Mr. Morgan. I need facts, evidence. Who was murdered and why? Come on, Morgan, you said this much. Give it all to me.
All right. This goes back a long way to the first crime committed, the one headed by Harrington himself years ago. Victor Markham had agreed to turn state evidence, to name names.
I know that, and he disappeared. No one's seen him since.
Markham was on his way to the United States to testify. At the last minute, he decided not to board the plane. Instead, he sent a lawyer with the evidence. But the plane never made it. It was blown up, sabotaged.
And the evidence?
Lost.
Are you telling me that Harrington had this plane blown up?
That's right. Well, now you know what you're up against.
Who was on the plane, Mr. Morgan?
Well, that's not important.
It is to me. Well, tell me, damn it, you're tying my hands.
The pilot, Glenn Marriott, and the lawyer.
10 years ago. What was the name of that lawyer, Mr. Morgan?
He was your father, Captain. His name was Baxter McCandless.
Coming.
Yes?
Miss McCandless, my name is Sandy Vincent. I want to talk to your husband.
You're Emily Riley's brother-in-law. What do you want?
I have some important information about your baby that I think your husband would want to hear.
He's not home.
Too bad. Tell him to call me.
No, wait.
What is it? No, you're not coming in here after what you've done to us.
Mrs. McCandless, you've got me all wrong. I don't want to hurt you or your baby. I'd like to see you keep little Allison. I'm just here to warn you that you and your husband are running out of time.
We still have time. There's a week until the court date.
I wish you had that long.
What are you saying?
You see, the child's real parents are very eager to get their baby back. So they've petitioned the court to start an investigation. I hate to tell you this, but they could take your baby away from you as early as tomorrow.
They can't do that.
Unfortunately, they can. And once the baby's back with them, it'll be that much harder for you to take her back. Too bad. All this because you gave the 10 grand to the mother. I guess you could appeal it. It might go your way.
Get out of here. Get out!
Tell your husband I'll be in my office if he wants to reach me. Just one little phone call, that's all it takes. Have a nice evening, Mrs. McCandless.
Cranberries, raspberries, together, that's what.
Do what you know.
Weekdays on CBS.
So, when are you two going to tell me about your new wedding date?
Oh, gosh, come on, one wedding at a time. We're going to concentrate on yours right now. But when you guys get back, we'll tell you about ours, okay? I hope you and Mark are going to be real happy, Clarissa.
Thank you.
So, now that Bumper's out, has Sam Clegg offered you the position of manager?
Yes, he has, and I turned him down. I'm retiring from the casino business. As a matter of fact, I'm retiring from anything that has to do with Clegg Industries.
Well, bravo.
I'm moving back to Washington.
Oh, Wally, that is the best wedding gift you could give me. I'm so happy for both of you.
Thomas, you got a minute?
Sure.
I wanted to talk to you about this business of Morgan's yacht, the Clarissa.
What about it?
Well, I mean, the more I think about it, the more uneasy I become. I mean, there's no way in the world he could have met your mother before he came to Washington. She doesn't remember him at all.
All right, what are you getting at, Mark?
Well, I have a fellow that's going to be checking into the registration on the boat. You know, before he owned it, what the name was.
Why? Why are you bothering with this?
Because I'm curious. No, I'm not curious. I'm more than curious. I mean, after all, I don't like the idea of another man naming his yacht after my wife-to-be.
Mark, you're blowing this all out of proportion. Now, Morgan's leaving for Column Bay tonight. You and Mom are getting married tomorrow. The story is ended.
Oh, it is it? The man is in love with your mother, Thomas.
All right, so maybe he was, but nothing happened. Now, do you want my advice, Mark? Let it go. Now.
Dearest Clarissa, I am leaving tonight from Hadley Field at midnight. I know it won't be easy for you to get away, but I must see you before I go. It's very important. Please don't disappoint me. Jared.
Julie, sorry I was gone so long, but I think we can still make it to the party. Julie! Well, I guess she went on to the party without me. Serves me right.
My darling Tyler, please don't be angry with me, but the worst has happened. Sandy Vincent was here, and they've told me they're going to take Allison away from us tomorrow. I can't let that happen, so I've taken her to a place where we'll both be safe.
My God, Julie, my God.
Please know that I love you, and when this whole terrible blackmail is over, I'll come home. Until then, I have to protect Allison. All my love, Julie.
The first time I heard about Dr. Lax was when I was in the hospital 4.5 years ago with the birth of my first child, and my doctor recommended it.
Why is Anne Ruiz so loyal